Well, it is that time of year where the summer heat is dragging on, but it's Monday night, and you know what's going on. It is No Limit Racing Thunder Series right here with Signature Esports and No Limit Racing. And, of course, you can watch it on all of our platforms, NoLimitRacing.net, SignatureEsports.com, Twitch.tv/JLFollow, soon to be Twitch.tv/Signature Esports. Waiting for the approval on that one from Twitch. Facebook.com with a couple of platforms on there. No Limit Racing. You can look at their fan page. They have this live streaming up there right now on Signature Esports as well. Give us all a like and share, follow. Get all those viewers up there. Get everybody an opportunity to do something good. Unofficial results currently was qualifying is going on. You see Hank Kasten is your pole sitter. Anthony Thitchner right there in second place, going to start in the outside row of him. Brian Wirtz in the 82. That's going to be your third place sitter inside row 2. JP Smith, Matt Lovett. There's your top 5 right there. Brandon Fronopol is going to start 6th. Matthew Prisbilla in the 69. Casey Clark Jr. right there in row 4. Michael Woolley, the number 13, in 9th with Joshua Johnson in 10th. And we'll go through the rest of the field in just a little bit once they start loading in. That is your top 10 in qualifying currently. And we are at famed Iowa Raceway in Newton. My name is Jason Followell with the No Limit Racing Thunder Series, and I'm also with Signature Esports as well out there. As you see, everybody's starting to load in. As we're going to go through our grid with you one more time. Hank Kasten and Anthony Thitchner out there in the front row. As waiting for everybody to do their thing. Matt Lovett, Brandon Fronopol in the row 3. Row 4, Matt Prisbilla and Casey Clark Jr. Row 5, again, Michael Woolley and Joshua Johnson, number 71 right there. Matt Cherry is going to be your 11th place inside row 6. Brian Curry in the 25. Outside of him, Ryan Hedrick in the number 23, and Brett Edwards in number 45. Row 7, 13th, and 14th. Continuing on, Stephen Avasius, the number 12, is going to start inside row 8. Jake Fluman, the 00, outside in position 16. Or Sean Lodison, the number 2, and Casey Gilchrist, the number 26. Is your row 9. Row 10, Alec Coates in the 73, and Josh Klinger in the number 20. Those guys are going to start in row 10. Kyle Hall, number 87. Josh Mayu in the 02. That's going to be row 11. Edward Jurgen in the 92. Evan Keese in the 46. Isaac Mock in the 60, and Robert Butcher in the 57, starting 26th in row 13. Ben Carver, the 28. Mason Yost, number 24. It Machine back there. Row 15, Corey Dawson, the 9. Mac Nelson, the 77. Art Millen in the 15, and Jake Elrod in the 14 back there in 31st and 32nd. The number 17 of Dean Quayle, and Jason Wiling, the 33, back there in 33rd and 34th. And that is going to be the end of the grid for you right there, as we've got a big, full, packed field. See everybody out there, 77, getting some root from Mac Nelson, and then the JMM team is going to get some good things going on right there. As pacing has continued, pace lights are off on the truck, on the pace truck, and we're going to go green flag racing very shortly with your race leader, Hank Kasten, right there. He's going to lead everybody to the first laps. Missed a couple of weeks ago, but he was back last week and now back again. Ready to do some damage and try to take a win away from our points leader, Brandon Fronopol, who's looking for his second win of the season. If you haven't checked it out as well, something new, No Limit Racing podcast, that has started. first session is up on our YouTube page, the No Limit No Limit Racing live YouTube page, and then also on the No Limit Racing fan page on Facebook. Check it all out there. Give that stuff a big old thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all of your fantastic things. Keese is going to go 15. You can do it. And CT Brownie out there. As we are green flag racing at Iowa, 130 laps to be completed. There is the 5 of Kasten and the 88 of Thitchner right there as everybody rounds out. Nice clean start right there. No issues. As the 88 dives to the front of Hank, and right there behind him, Brian Wirtz, who was the winner last week. Ooh, first caution is going to come out if possibly. Everybody kind of diving into the infield right there. I saw some cars get shaken up, but if they are all good, now that caution will come out right there. Brian Wirtz was the winner at Watkins Glen last week. That was a very, very, very interesting race. It ran very clean. Just people causing their own incidents. It was localized caution, so we had a very, very nice race at Watkins Glen. Now we're back to ovals, and now is the time to try to get it all right with the tracks. So let's find out what happened on that incident. As looks like right here we had Casey Clark Jr. and the 36 get a little bit loose. Ooh, and got right into the 13 of Woolley and that brand new paint scheme of his, and that's what caused it right there. So Casey Clark Jr. being in charge with a caution. And nowhere to go for Woolley. He just couldn't do anything for himself. So let's go back to live conditions. Caution brought to you by Wise Guys Graphics up there. I've got that logo just a little bit high. Let's move that down. Apologize about that. We've got a couple of logos, additional logos up there, so apologize about that as well. Let's see what is going on with the graphics on OBS today. It's a little interesting of things that might be going on there. We'll just move all that around. So there it is, Wise Guy Graphics. He's on Facebook if you wanna. If you've got an iRacing machine out there that you need a paint scheme for, that's the guy to do it. There is Canada out there. It's Boxmaker. Casey Big Worm, Clark, CT Brown, CT Brownie Pants out there. Chatting it up on our Twitch page. I appreciate everybody out there. Make sure that, of course and always, it is a long race, so we will try to get to all of your drivers as good as we can. Right now, your race leader, Anthony Thitchner, is going to restart the field. The 82 of Wirtz is going to be starting inside or outside of him. A little bit of net delay going on with him just a little bit. Matt Lovett's in third place. And show that top 5 real quick. Top 5 for you. Thitchner, Wirtz, Lovett. Hank Kasten's back to 4th. Started out there on the front row. Just moved himself back. And then JP Smith, and he's going to be restarting 5th on the inside. I hope everybody, we've got Isaac Mock out there. Your fans are out there, Mr. Mock. That is been everybody's localized favorite. Doing a great job of having a big fan base and doing a great job of keeping it on the track as well. New driver to iRacing, and that is something that is very, very, very good for beginners, because here very shortly, the No Limit Racing almost franchise now, we can almost say that, is starting their Pro Series here coming up again in July here in just a little bit. There is the 88 of Thitchner going around with the pace truck right there. Mandy out there, Mandy Massacre on Twitch, giving a good luck to all and best wishes for the race. Anthony Titchener is going to start on the outside of Brian Wirtz, as they're going to go back to double file going into turn 1 on the exit of turn 2 to the back. It looks like, sorry, I take that back. We are on the front stretch. So they are double file now. Lights are going to go off on the pace truck. And while we have a moment, drop this in front of you before we go back to Green Flag Racing. Over here at Signature Esports, we are holding a tournament this next weekend while they have an off week. The Signature Cup tournaments and iRacing Cash Tournament, $2,000 added tournament. First through fifth paid out, $20 entry per driver, double elimination, so it's not a one and done. Fixed setups, 250 driver limit. Signups are still available. Go to signatureesports.com to find out more. Or message us on Facebook. Join our Discord. We put our Discord channel up in our posts on Facebook as well. So if you need any more information, please get hold of us. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Lap 7 about to be completed, and the 88 gets a restart. 82 kind of just in and out there a little bit. Good restart for the 88 of Anthony Titchener, the 82 of Wirtz right behind him. The 5 of Caston gets a great jump on the outside and slides down in front of the 41 of Matt Lovett. So clean restarts so far as they're coming back to the front stretch, and Green Flag runs. They're starting out. Frontal pole up to 5th. That is your points leader. Oh, Reckless Anthony up there from Bradley Dunson. 36 and 46 getting a shout out there with T-Mac. Hammer down 15, keep it up. We've got MPS out there giving a shout out as well. Fantastic little section here. Iowa's going to run very, very smooth. Take a little update of what's going on. Casey Clark Jr., Michael Woolley off the track, getting some repairs currently, but back on the track after they got their repairs. We're going to check and see what the relatives say when it comes to who is on and who is not on. Caution out again. We're going to go and see what happened there in just a second, as everything is lining up to be an interesting race. Once we get to Green Flag races, or get to the Green Flag runs, you're going to start seeing these guys stretch themselves out. They ran Watkins Glen last week, so they've been used to a road course now. They're just now getting into back into the feel of running tracks together. They haven't had the opportunity to run such big laps as the 88 looks to try to fix somebody out going to pit road. I do not have an update yet on the system on what caused the caution, but I'm sure if one of you guys are watching, you can let me know. Coates and Mock are working their way up. That's what you guys are trying to tell me out there. Speaking of Isaac Mock, there he is. Currently 25th. Qualified 25th, so where he started is where he is currently. So avoiding all the mess with that Chick-fil-A number 60. It's on pit road currently right now. Anthony Titchener, still your race leader. Brian Wirtz out there in that second place. Hank Caston moved himself all the way up from, he restarted 4th and now in 3rd. Back to it again. Mason Yost is up there as well. Let's see. Mason Yost. We're showing him all the way in Things are cycling around real quick. 33rd position currently is what is being shown. He's on pit road currently. Shout out to Lamer the Gamer, solid racing all season. Lap 13 being completed under caution right here with the No Limit Racing Thunder Series. These ARCA Chevy Malibus, they drive really nicely around Iowa, but they are definitely a lot to handle. Slick. Slick, slick, slick for sure. Overhead look from what is considered a blimp right here at Iowa. Everybody doing a great job of keeping themselves ready for the season. Getting a lot of people out there sharing this stuff out. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Mr. Klinger, for the share. You are doing a great job. Todd Klinger out there, who is the owner of Black Horse Auto Transport, sharing some stuff out there for us. Some good people out there doing great things. We couldn't do this without you, so Pace Truck is still around. Looks like the lights are going to go off on the Pace Truck on this lap as they hit the backstretch right there. 88 of Thitchner going to restart on the outside with 82 of Wirtz on the inside. 82 of Wirtz sitting in second place in points right now. As you see, that Oreo 82 is ready to rock and roll. Try to make it a back-to-back win from Watkins Glen to here. Pace Truck is off, lights are off, and we are back to green flag racing. Anthony Thitchner out front, the number 88. 82 Wirtz in second. Hank Caston up to fifth. Brandon Fronopole went from fifth to fourth now with Matt Lovett, the 41, right behind him. As you see, everybody's starting to shake. There's the 48 of Matt Cherry back there. The 88 diving hard down low, trying to make that inside line work while he can before his tires wear out. The 82 running the high line, so Wirtz gaining some ground right there. And some of the relatives are going to be working at first, and then right now I'm going to let them dial themselves out. There is the 25 of Joshua Johnson. Started 10th up to 8th position right now. There's the 71 right behind him. There's the 71 of Joshua Johnson. The 25 of Brian Curry is right there as well. So 71 losing a little bit of ground, but stuck there in ninth. Whoa, there's a little bit of wreckage right there. Back to where the crash happened. As I let my camera do what it wanted to do right there, and it just didn't work. So saw a lot of contact right there, right in front of those drivers. We're going to pull that in real quick. We're going to go back to where Mac Nelson was at right there. I believe that's where it happened. We're going to see. Ooh, whole lot of wreckage going on there. So let's back that up real quick. We're going to jump some drivers ahead, and we're going to see what happened there. Gonna hop up to the 46, and we're just gonna do the replay like this. So there was the 46, and he met up with some wrecked cars right there, the 74 and the 48. They got into it just a little bit. So now that we've got a little bit more fixed, sometimes the overlays want to work great. This time, maybe not so much. So let's see what happened here. We're going to back it all the way up so you guys get an opportunity to see it. So it was a clean little drive. It looks like the 48 right there of Matt Cherry was just right on the inside. Collected the 74 of JP Smith, and they slowed down and then nowhere to go. Everybody getting into it, collecting the 54 of Butcher and a couple of people right there. So that is how it goes. That was the carnage and the wreckage. We saw it all. Let's go back to live conditions while we wait and see. I think Caston's going to be your race leader currently. Anthony Thitchner back as well. While we have a moment, let's see if we can dial up Mr. Caston. So you went from third to leading the race now. Hank Caston, the number 5, we're riding along with you. How is Iowa treating you so far during the race?
Quite honestly, I really don't like Iowa, but I'm just trying to push through it, and kind of wish I would have got my set of tires on there. So hoping we're going to run about 7 more laps, and then we'll go down and get tires.
Well, pit strategy on this race, being that it's 130 laps, is definitely going to be. It's definitely going to take in consideration that tire wear is going to be a huge factor here. Anyone you want to give a shout out to? You've got some people rooting you on out there.
Got fans out there? Well, whoever they are, hell yeah, let's win her.
There you go, Hank Caston right there, number 5. Good luck on your restart. I'll put you back where you were at so you can listen to the sweet sounds of funness right there, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Hank Caston doing a great job of getting back into the race and getting himself worked in. Connection level fell off. If we have some issues with, I know that we've had some issues with like Twitch and whatnot holding our connection, but we will do the best we can. We also do have storms about to roll through my area, so if I lose you, don't worry, it will all upload. I will just have to make sure that it gets out there. So it's the Wild West out there today, and that is absolutely the case. Sometimes you get turned, and that was just a simple racing incident that they couldn't see on the exit of the turn, and boy howdy, it did collect everybody. It looked like a twister, but Hank Caston out front, Brandon Fronopole on the inside right there. Cody Cox up there in the number 54. Michael Woolley in the 13. MW Motorsports graphic on the front of his vehicle. Caston, Fronopole, Cox, Woolley, and the 19 of Jorgensen out there. And we're back to Green Flag Racing. Brandon Fronopole trying to get out front on the inside of Hank Caston, the number 5. The Highline seeming to work a little bit better initially, but the 5 going to have to definitely run down on the inside to throw a little bit of a block on the exit of turn 2. Everybody running the, at least the front 4, trying to run the same line, but you've got the 10 of Fronopole right there to the inside of the 5 of Caston, who carried a little heavier speed on the exit. but the 10 driving just a little bit more. Caution's out one more time as these cars are trying to make themselves work. And Caston still scored your race leader. Front pole in second, 54 of Cox. Cody Cox right there in the third place, Woolley in fourth. And Brian Wirtz in the number 82 back to fifth place. Jorgensen fell back to sixth and was doing a great job of keeping all that together. So far, biggest mover of the race is your 35th place vehicle. From 35th all the way up to 29th, Casey Knighton right there in the number 84. Isaac Mock started 25th and is back to 28th. Anthony Thitchner is your biggest fallback. The number 88 started second, is currently 27th. As you hear my daily alarm to make sure that I'm ready for broadcasting. 15 doing a great job out there as well. I'm getting shout outs for the 15. And Caston said if he got another 7 laps out there, he would go in and get some tires, but maybe not this time since he was holding off Brandon Fronopole there for a little bit. While we wait, I'm going to give it an opportunity for you guys to have a long transition. Take a quick vocal break. Be right back with you. There's your lap traffic going around right there. As you see the pace truck on the backstretch, leading it around the, coming out of turn 2, or turn 3 and a turn 4 onto the front stretch, leading everybody around. And Caston, the number 10 of Fronopole and 54 of Cox. That's your top 3. Woolley and Wirtz right there as well. Currently now your biggest mover after everything has cycled around was this guy right here. Mark Harris, who's driving the 22, but he has scored the 27 car here. Started 39th and is currently 23rd. Fastest lap of the day, 25.147. And that's just because he's trying to work his way through. Lap 30 being complete under caution. As we're going to go back to it in just a little bit. Robert Butcher right there in front of him. And the number 57 DeWalt machine with that wood chips going everywhere. Started 26th up to 21st. Let's move on. Who else do we have? You said 15 out there. Let's find the 15 of Art Millen. running his pirate-themed yellow Chevy Camaro, right? Or I'm sorry, Chevy Malibu, the Arca Malibu right there. Port City Pirates. Follow them on Facebook for sure. That's the man right there. He is your pirate. Back to your race leader, Hank Haston, right there. The number 10 of Frontal going to start on the inside, the outside line being the preferred line to start. As you see, we're going to go back to green very, very, very shortly. A long look as you see the pace truck hit pit road. And the 5 of Caston getting a jump right there. A little slow start for the 10 of Frontal, but 54 of Cody Cox was almost in the rear bumper of the 10. There's the 13 of Woolley right there in third place, trying to take second away from Frontal, staying up high right there. Going to dive down in front of the 54. The 82 of Wirtz right there as well. So some top 15 drivers in the point standings, all within realm of each other. The 13 currently in 13th place in points relative to his number. Frontal, your leader now, after a caution is being waived. We saw Brandon Frontal take that line. Hank Haston said he needed tires, and it might be an opportunity after losing the lead to take them now. As Michael Woolley ends back up in third, the 82 of Wirtz right there as well. Joshua Johnson and Ryan Hedrick getting some support out there from the Stig at J96 on Twitch. Make sure, if you're on Twitch and you see all these comments, go follow each other. This is how we get the community a little bit bigger. And remember that you can always share my stuff out there and simulcast it. I'm okay with doing that. It's absolutely fantastic. Currently, first car not on the lead lap, Ben Carver. And we're going to go back and try to see if the system was kind enough to us to tell us who did something wrong there. I'm not gonna promise anything. I love iRacing, but occasionally it just doesn't work for me. So it did right here. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. There it said. There it was. Let's back it up real quick. That was a little too quick. Here we are. So that was that part. There was a little bit of a delay there. There it is. Showing, it's like the 45 right there. Coming down off track. Looks like the 33 got into a little bit up there. Contact was made there. Let's go up here. There we are. All right, there's the 2. Sean Ludison right there. Coming up the track right here. And it looks like some people got turned in front of him. That would have been the 25. The system does a great job of letting me know that there's incidents, but it doesn't do a great job of showing me where everything was. So let's find out. There's the 25 right there. It seemed like he got wrapped up in there as well. Looks like all of that was kind of everything in a nutshell. So let's take a look at what happened right here. There's the 69 of Bruce Milan. That's 71 and the 25 right there. Brian Curry and the 25 getting wrapped around. 71 to 69 get into each other. So no doubt that's where the caution is going to be. And then just everybody gets collected right there, so I get that. We're going to go back to it. There is the 25 of Brian Curry sitting on pit road. 71 of Joshua Johnson wrapped up in there as well. But back on pit road. After his car gets repaired. Joshua Johnson being scored 1 lap down currently. From started 10th and He's now currently in 34th position. Let's catch back up to your leaders right here. Brandon Fronopol was being scored your leader. So Michael Woodley went off and got some tires. There is the 23 of Ryan Hedrick. Here's 10 of Brandon Fronopol. Hank Caston going to be on, restarting on the inside. Number 5, 82 of Wirtz to start outside with Fronopol. There's your 1-2 leaders. And Cody Cox, number 54, is right there as well. Ryan Hedrick, the 23, all the way up to from 13th to 6th position for those who are out there. There's Stig J96 out there rooting for Hedrick and Johnson. So there you go. Those two. Pace lights are off on the pace truck. Tanner Fronopol's going to restart on the outside, being the preferred line for everybody. How is everybody doing out there this evening? I hope everybody had a great Father's Day as well. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing right here and try to get a long stint of racing in as Brandon Fronopol takes him to the line with Hank Caston on the outside right behind him. There is the 82, that was Cody Cox right there in the 54. The 82 is right there as well. So the 10 and the 54, 1-2 for you. Hank Caston restarted the inside, being that the outside is the preferred line, fell back into third place right in front of the 82 of Brian Wirtz. Right up there with him, Ryan Hedrick went from 6th to 5th and is now currently sitting right there behind the 82 of Wirtz. There's the 41 of Matt Lovett up there, back up there as well. Sean Lodison in the number 2 started 17th. Back there in that Taco Bell car. He started 17th and now is up to 7th place. Stephen Evasius, that number 12 car, back here in 8th, qualified 15th. Mac Nelson, number 77, always a sight to see out there in that orange 77. Getting passed by Alec Coates. 9th and 10th, that battle right there, as you see a little bit of smoke coming from the tires. Mac Nelson falling back just a little bit. There is 77 of Mac being passed by a couple of drivers right there. The 92 of Jurgen and Edwards. Brett Edwards, the number 45, passing Mac as Mac is trying to get his bearings back to the 02 of Josh Mayu, and the 57 of Robert Butcher on the tail right there. Robert Butcher started at 26th, is now currently up to 14th. Go Mac, go Mac. See that out there. Robert Butcher being passed by the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. Maybe some issues for the 77 as you see 3 wide right there on the backstretch for the 57 and the 36. The 57 putting a little extra oomph into it. Little side contact between the 57 and the 77, but the 57 carrying a heavy line in front of Casey Clark Jr. and the 36 as they exit turn 4, getting onto the front stretch right there. So Mac Nelson in the 77 lost 8 positions so far. He has fallen back. That A-class driver right there, always a fan favorite. Back up to the lead right now as we see the relatives getting closer. The 10 of Brandon Fronopol has a lot of pressure from the top 6 drivers. as they are within 0.2 of a second of each other. So right about a car length. There is Cody Nostra, or Cody Cox. Right there on the inside. Frontal skipping a little bit. There must be a wreck happening, because that usually is what happens when that happens when 5 cars do it at the same time. And some stay on. Ooh, the 5 of Hank Caston right there. Frontal skipping a little bit. Cody Cox on the outside. The 82 of Brian Wirtz right there as well. Matt Lovett in the 41. You have 5 drivers all within a breathing distance of each other. The 10 of Frontal having a little bit of net issues. The 5 of Caston right behind him. There's the 54, too wide for the second and third, from the third and fourth position. And Caston looking to apply the pressure to the 10 of Frontal, and they're going to be side by side right here coming into turn 1. As Brandon Frontal is going to be to the outside. Lap 49 complete, being completed under green flag conditions. There must be something going on the East Coast, because there's 2 skips going on right there. There's the little outside view. The 10 falling back right there. There's the 5 of Hank Caston and the 82 of Brian Wirtz right there up front. Cody Cox in third place, looking to take the inside of the 82 after some of the net issues being worked out. And another surprise, there's Matt Lovett right there in the 41 trying to take some spots away. Hank Caston looks fast on the exit of the backstretch right there. Coming into turn to the front stretch out of turn 4. There is Iowa 1 right there. Long look at the backstretch. Hank Caston right there out front. Brian Wirtz right on the tail of him right there. The 54 of Cody Cox seems to be running that inside line and gaining ground when they come around to the front stretch right here out of the exit of turn 4. And then looks to be trying to make that inside line work. Matt Lovett in the 41, though, is going to take and make a high line pass on the 54 and gain some ground on the backstretch, and he is carrying loads of speed. He's going to be up on the 82 very, very shortly. Appreciate everybody out there commentating along with me. Casey Clark at 15th. Says you said he was coming all the way up. I didn't say you were wrong. He is now up to a 13th position being scored on that lap. And quickly moving his way up. Robert Butcher took 2 spots away from Alec Coates and Robert Butcher, so put them all the way back to a spot relative to each other. Still doing a great job. First car not on the lead lap is 2 laps down. Isaac Singleton in for tires. Matthew Jorgensen in for tires as well, it looks like. But that could be anything right there. Lap 54 underway. Your top 3 neck to neck to neck. There is Wirtz, Caston, and Lovett. Brian Wirtz going for back-to-back wins right here at Iowa. No Limit Thunder Series. I'm going to turn it up for you, and you guys keep rocking it. You see it right there, Matt Levitt in the 41. Up to third place, trying to take second away from Hank Caston, as Hank Caston is trying to work on the leader, Brian Words. You see a little bit of side drift right there from the rear end. When I say these cars get loose, they get loose. But Hank Caston right there to the inside of the 82 of Words, and trying to fall right in line with him, the 41 of Lovett, doing a great job of continuing to apply pressure as this race continues to get underway. You see it all right there. .41 diving down low, trying to really apply the pressure. As you see, he's going to carry speed up into the wall to come around and try to match the pace of the upper line. Doing a great job of driving through, almost through the other drivers, but looking up, finding room, going to get the outside of Hank Caston, and then dive down with him to try to take the lead away from the 82 of Wirtz. They're coming around to the front stretch. Wirtz has still got that lead, but it's only less than a tenth of a second over the 5 of Caston when it comes to relatives of everything. Go get him 45 from Carver out there. Casey Clark at 15th. You know where he's at now, right? He's up to 8th position, moving slightly into huge ground as they're coming forward. The 41 of Lovett showing great restraint and great patience, but we're back under caution after that long run. Everybody probably needing some feel goods and a little bit of breather right there. New session fastest lap of the race done by Cody Cox. 24.294 is the fastest lap of the race right now. Michael Woolley, after getting into the into that incident earlier, dropped back a little bit. He was up there at the top. Restarted on that last restart. 21st has moved his way back up to 9th or 11th position. Qualified 9th. Everybody's going to come to pit road, and there's the 82, the 5, 41, 2, and 88. Anthony Thitchner back up there in the top 5. Cody Cox is there as well. And everybody's coming down pit road. 82 having a little bit of issues. As you see, the invisible pit road. All these drivers coming down to get 4 fresh fuel goods and get back out there. Try to take a look at where the caution happened. Look like I'm going to have a possibility there, so we will just let it run. Lap 66 to be completed under caution. This is Jason. Signature Esports and No Limit Racing right here. I'll be right back with you. apologize about that, everybody. You couldn't hear what was going on as we were back underway right here. Green flag racing underway. Lap 70 to be completed under green. Wise Guys Graphics right there was your caution sponsor and is now your 70 lap caution sponsor as things were shaking up on the backstretch right there. And it's probably what was causing a little bit of those issues that we were having, that you were seeing with the skipping, which I apologize about not having the volume turned up for that restart. Your top 5. Ooh, there must be some real big stuff going on because even the pace truck is doing it. So let's see what is going on. We've got some of the drivers doing okay. Like Sean Lodazine is right there. And Caston is kind of disappeared a little bit. There he is. There's the 88 of Thitchner over there. Not sure what caused the caution, but we're going to find out here in just a second. As everything updates for me. So we will pause it right there, and we will find a car somewhere in the back and make sure it wasn't Isaac Mock. There it was. There was the culprit. We saw it. Let's back up real quick so we can take a look at the replay right there. This is the 31, and so let's do this. There's the 31 and the 34 just getting into each other a little bit there. And then kind of forced everybody into some extra issues. There's the 31 trying to make it out of there. Being back on the lead lap. I still don't understand what happened on the rest of them. There's Corey Doss on pit road. Joshua Johnson on pit road as well. So we're going to go back to live conditions. And back up to our race leader. Right now being scored Brian Wirtz. And now that we have an opportunity to do so, let's go talk to Mr. Wirtz and see how his day is going. Well, back-to-back cautions still has you in the lead after that pit stop. Brian Wirtz, how is the track holding on to you? And you want to give a little insight on what you were going through right there.
It's just extremely loose. Had a good battle with Hank for the lead, and I burnt my right front tire to the ground, so it's a pretty treacherous track. A lot of bumps, and the tires are just dying as soon as we get some racing.
Well, you had not only Hank Caston up there, but was it the Matt Lovett, the 41? They both were applying pressure to each other, so I think everybody there had to race kind of hard just to keep you guys honest when it comes to coming around the corners. High line or low line? How does it work better for you over everybody else?
Tire wear and holding the lead, the outside line is by far the best. Inside line is great for qualifying, but as I said, the right front tire just dies. I had to take the lead from Hank's dead cold hands, and my tires were shot after that.
Well, Hank will probably apply it to you again after the restart, since he's starting right outside. Outside line is the preferred line from what I'm seeing, and I think what everybody else is seeing as well.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of it from me tonight.
Alrighty, well, Brian Wirtz right there, number 82. Anyone you want to give a shout-out to out there?
I'll give a shout-out to Wooly. He's doing pretty good so far. I've seen him a few times.
Yeah, Willie's up to 10th place right now. So he started in a good spot. So we'll put you back with Dark Horse Racing Team and let you get back to it.
Thank you, sir.
Brian Wirtz right there, giving a shout out to his teammate, Mr. Michael Woolley. And we're right along with the number 82 right here. His driver dropped down as we are on the backstretch. Currently in first place has led 22 laps, started third place. Fastest lap of 24.302. And he is up 2 spots from where he started. Currently, right now, there is the driver long. All of the fantastic events as we are back to green flag racing. I'm going to let you ride along with Brian Wirtz for just a minute and see what it's like being in his shotgun arena. There's Hank Caston right there. Get the restart that he wanted, but someone who was sneaking up on that restart, the 88 of Anthony Fitchner, is currently sitting in second place. So we're going to jump back up to our leader real quick. Brian Wirtz being tracked down. It's like a couple of those laps had Fitchner on the inside. Lovett still in third place. First car not on the lead lap. Art Millen being scored. Take that back. He is being scored 2 laps down. But should only be 1 lap down. We will see how it goes. Ramsey out there, the 112, doing a great job of holding things down for everybody. Lap 79 to be completed. Green flag racing still going right here at Iowa Speedway. Go Mason 24, you rock. See that out there from Tracy White. T-Mac 36 from the lap back to 6th place, doing a great job. Yeah, that guy is driving took us off, let's just call it that. There is the 82 of Brian Wirtz. And now that we have a little bit of time, we're up. There is the 24. Currently in 21st position, right ahead of Robert Butcher in that 57. That 24 It Machine is it. He is looking to drive down the rest of the race, as it looks like the 19 of Jorgensen is trying to take position away from Robert Butcher right there, trying to use that inside line. Like they had said, the outside line is best for tire wear, and the inside line is best for speed. So you have to pick your battles. What do you want first? Do you want a position, or do you want to save your tires and take that position away on a long run? So 57 of Robert Butcher right there up against the wall. Looks like he got a little tire scrub right there. The 24, Mason Yost, doing a great job. Speaking of cars, there he is, the 36, that Miller Lite Machine, trying to take 4th place away from Hank Caston, and doing a great job of it, as he is going to dive down to the inside, hit that bottom low line, and cut up in front of Hank Caston right here, it looks like. Hank using that upper line speed, though, to really push himself down there, trying to utilize what was going on. I think they're going to be side-by-side racing as they get off to the backstretch. The 36 carrying a little bit more speed and has a little bit more dive into what he is. So the 36 trying to utilize an off approach. It was a good pass, very good pass. Up to 4th place now is Casey Clark Jr., the number 36, trying to chase down the top 3. St. Caston is diving hard against the yellow line right there. A lot of traffic behind him, though, to try to take some of these spots away. As you see, 2 of Lodesine right there with the 54 of Cody Cox. This is a battle between 7th through 11th. Michael Woolley up there as well. There's the 12 of Stephen Evasius up there. Michael Woolley is is always a fan of 3-wide racing, as you see him right there. If you ask that guy how to drive Talladega and Daytona, he said if you're not driving a 3-wide, you're not doing it right. 54 of Cody Cox right there in front of the 12 of Evasius and Woolley on the inside and driving their ways to the front. 0-2 right there of Josh Mayu, now up to 6, trying to take some positions away from... Oh, caution is out now. Everybody's going to have to check back up. 22 laps on all of these guys' tires. Robert Butcher back in for tires as they are now under caution. Let's talk about what's going on. Race summary. Brian Wirtz is still your leader. 87 laps completed. 43 laps remaining. And 4 lead changes. 8 cautions for 38 laps, but we've had some long green flag runs. Brian Wirtz is still your leader. Still a lot of it. You're absolutely right. Crescent Rose out there on YouTube. You're going to see everybody hit pit road except for our race leader, Brian Wirtz. All right, while we are waiting for everything to come back around, I do, and always, as your caution is brought to you by Wise Guys Graphics, I need to talk about this one more time. Signature Esports, the Signature Cup Tournament, $2,000 added. First through fifth paid out. Everything is dependent on participants and additional sponsors, of course. And always, if you want to sponsor anything through Signature Esports, please get a hold of us at signatureesports.com. I talk kind of fast, and that's what I do. $20 per driver. It's a double elimination session. 50 setups, 250 driver limit. That's just the best way to do it. There's Flumen up there. There's the 95 up there as well. When you... we have a lot of these drivers that are in this series with the No Limit Racing. They're already participating in it. If you want to sign up, go to signatureesports.com. Click on the iRacing Cash Tournament entry right there in the bar, and you'll be able to get involved with that. Then you have to go to Signature Esports on Facebook, click the event, click the tournament, and put your name in there. And so that way we can make sure that we get you put in your seeded group. So, tournament, it's not a one and done deal, which is kind of nice because a lot of people have been hosting these tournaments, and when they do, they you only get one shot at it, and even if you make it into the second round and something happens, you don't finish in the top 14, well then you don't get another shot at it. So we want to make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to continue to try to race. So double eliminations, that means if you finish in the bottom 18 twice, that means that's when you're out. So and we start off with Daytona, and then we're going to work our way into Bristol, and then Kansas, Charlotte, and then the finale is going to be in Phoenix. There is Jake Elrod, and then the 88 of Thitchner right there coming up as some traffic's going to have to fall to the back. 00 of Flumen. Got to wave around on that one. First car not on the lead lap, according to my relative, is the 99 of DeFazio, who's falling back as well. Lap 91 completed under caution. There is the 46 right there of Evan Keese. So as it sets, the 82, Brian Wirtz out front. 88 of Thitchner. He's going to start on the front row, restart on the front row with him. And the 41 of Matt Lovett right there. And then Michael Woolley in the number 13 making his way up. Going to start on the outside row. And someone that you can't leave out of this track, doing a great job, is the number 36 after the pit stops, is now in 6th place. And Caston started on the poles right there in 5th place. So top 5 right there is going to be the 82 Awards going to start on the outside. Thitchner in the 88. Woolley in the 13. Lovett on the inside of the 41. C.J. Clark or Casey Clark Jr. being scored top 5. So everybody going to restart on the outside. So that's how it's going to be on this perspective right there. That's your top 5 right there going, and we're going back to green flag racing right here. M. Harris is awesome. 82, good restart on that one right there as you see him take that high dive down with the 88, going to split the gap between the 82 and the 13. 13 carrying a lot more speed on that mid line though, and Woolley's going to try to battle for 2nd place with the 88 of Thitchner right there as well. So we're back under caution one more time. Looks like that was find out where that was at, because I think I saw it. A little clipping going on right there. Go back to Ryman. And I'm going to pause this for a second because I think I know where it happened. Here, I believe that's what I saw. So the 33 gets into Yost, and then all of a sudden in the air he went, and where he landed nobody knows. That was where it was at. That's what I saw, and I wanted to make sure that I was correct on that one. So he landed somewhere out of the stratosphere and came back around with a flat tire as it is dragging through the pavement right here at Virtual Iowa Speedway. He landed so hard that the concrete melted. Isn't that clever? Alrighty. Back to live conditions as he misses pit road right there. And we're just going to have to drive all the way back around. And we're going to go back to live conditions as we are... Here he is on pit road getting some repairs done and getting his did and all that stuff, or whatever you want to call it. So we got a bunch of cars on pit road, but still a lot of racing left to go as 35 laps is what is left after 96, lap 96 being completed under caution. Speaking of cars that we wanted to chat with, I'm going to do it. Another member of the Dark Horse Racing team. As you see the 99 getting a free pass right there. And we have to talk with him, of course, and always. The 13 of Mr. Michael Woolley. Doing a great job of moving his way to the front right there, and still continuing to improve on that. Talk everybody up on what you've been doing.
Well, we run pretty good all day long, especially that splash and go there towards the end. Now, I did get a little trouble in the middle racetrack. Ricky picked the motor. I got Nazoya Altus Dale there on the backside, but for the most part, the Hardee's Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chevrolet, she's doing just awesome.
Michael Woolley's been working on that for a long time. Just so that everybody knows, he's been waiting for me to bring him in so he can say that this entire time. Started 9th, currently 3rd, and it seems like you have an answer for everything that everybody does. You just seem to be picking them off.
I am definitely trying, man. There's a lot of good racers, you know, Brian and Fitchner right in front of me, and they're so fast. I'm just doing everything I can just to stay where I am.
Well, we'll let you get back to it. Doing a great job, and MW Productions over there doing Doing a great job on the front of your hood. It is a nice little graphic.
Hey, thank you very much for the paint scheme, buddy.
All right, number 13, Mr. Woolley right there. We'll put him back into Dark Horse Racing Team. Doing a great job working with some teammates up there as well, and has an opportunity to possibly take the lead away from one of his teammates right there, that 82. Dark Horse Race Team, JMM Motorsports, absolutely, has Dean Quayle in it, Jake Elrod, Josh Klinger, Mark Harrison, Mason Yost, the number 24. Back there, got in some trouble with that, and get everything back under going. We'll see what Mr. Yost's opinion of that was. Mr. Chris Elrod, I see you out there, buddy. Yep, absolutely. We know that JMM Motorsports does have some fantastic drivers in it, of course, and always. We need to get them to the front, get them some moves. Other racing teams that are out there for this: North Texas Racing, team clear by 2. Bristol Boys Racing, Crash and Burn Racing, which we don't want to ever see. HMUF Racing is our race leader. Is going to come back to Green Flag Racing right here. There is 82 Wirtz outside of Thitchner. Woolley, he's going to be right there on the outside or on the inside when he restarted. There's the 41 of Wirtz back up to third place, or 41 of Lovett back up to third place in front of Woolley in fourth. As we see Anthony Thitchner in the 88 trying to make a pass on the 82, as he's going to run the inside low line, trying to gain that extra advantage. There's the 82, 88, and 41. 1, 2, 3, 13. Restarted third and fell back to fourth place currently, with the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. ready to run him down. Back under caution, lap 100. Trying to keep up with the cautions is about like keeping up with the races. Occasionally we just have them. Mason Yost all the way in 26th. Joshua Johnson, the 71. Looks like he was a part of that issue. We will see what happened as soon as it's available for me to see what happened. Some major wreckage going on right there. Let's stop jumping around. Let's follow along with something a little bit more stable. Here's the 41 of Matt Lovett. And then the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. over there as well. He must be getting some bad storms. Joshua Johnson said his wheel fell off. I believe that. Number 71 over here trying to get some repairs. He said his wheel fell off. Yeah, it sure does. It does look like it right back over there. Let's go back and take a look at when the caution came out. It was on right here, Ryan Wirtz. We're going to go over to the 71 right here. Said his wheel came off. Oh, went up into the 87. Something happened because that just shoved him up. I don't know. Let's go back just a little bit. And we're going to slow that down for everybody. There it is. Back that up just a little bit. Here we go. We're going to change angles too, because that is the only way that... Alright. Now let's change angles. So you see his tires are turning left, and he was going right. That was huge, and then everybody wrecked behind him. That was crazy to see right there. Holy cow. Oh, his rig shut off. That makes sense. That makes sense. His wheel fell off. It looked like everything went right. Is he on the East Coast? I can look and see if he's on the East Coast. Poor guy right there. No, he's out of Illinois. Illinois must be getting some storms right now. Look at that car. His car just turned right. We did see it there. Connection came out right there in the Midwest. Yeah, well, I'm right here in Missouri, so I know what he is getting. So very, very, very very hard pressed to see that stuff going on right there. All right, let's catch back up with our race leaders so that way we can get back to it. Poor guy. Poor guy. Let's go. There is the 82 of Wirtz and Thitchner right behind him. Levitt's going to be in third. Here he is, catching back up with him. Long look at 341 of Levitt right there. The 13 of Woolley and the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. Someone's back there as well. Hank Kasten back up there in 6th position. Wirtz is giving me a seizure. Crescent Rose. Tough luck out there. Yeah, definitely tough luck. Collected quite a few drivers in that. Stuff happens. It is over the internet. It is live, so it's kind of difficult. Sometimes we have those issues. There's Woolley having a little bit going on right there with him. 82, 88, 41, 13, 36, 5, 54, 12, 2, and 23. That's your top 10. Sean Lodison up there. Ryan Hedrick and that 23 machine. Doing a great job of being up there. Josh Mayu in the 02 11th position. Isaac Mock from 25th to 18th on that one. Pace truck is off, and we're going to go back to green right here from Iowa with a No Limit Racing Thunder Series. Hank Kasten right there trying to put a pass on the outside of the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. There's the 82 and 88, 13. All working that front line. 41 of Matt Lovett doing a great job as well. Hank Kasten right there behind the 36. Now losing a spot on that restart. Let's ride along with Hank Kasten as he is behind Casey Clark Jr. with that good call Miller Lite fake dodge going on with the Chevy Malibu paint scheme, or the Dodge paint scheme on the Chevy Malibu. I wouldn't call them a wannabe, but they are supposed to be bringing the Dodges back for this series, so for the Argus series. So that is something that's supposed to be happening. We will see if it does or not. Good old iRacing has a lot of good things that they do, and trying to create realism is it. So the Argus series had the, it was the Dodge Avenger, I can't remember what it was, but the big old Dodges back in the day. It's like a Stratus almost. It's the Malibu's version of it. I hope everybody's having a great night watching the No Limit Thunder Series. First oval back since Watkins Glen, and it's been an interesting one so far. A little bit about the race summary as we go back to the front stretch following the pace truck. Brian Wirtz right there is your race leader. Anthony Thitchner right behind him. 107 laps completed, 22 laps. 100 laps completed. 108 laps completed, 22 remaining. 4 lead changes, 11 cautions for 54 laps, so not quite half the race has been ran under caution, which is better than some of the ones that we've seen, and not necessarily here, but some of the ones that we've watched. I've watched, we were watching one of the live tournaments that were going on before, and everybody under caution. What is going on? Holy goodness gravy. Let's find the most stable connection. After all of that, Woolley coming out to hitting pit road to get some tires. Trying to make pit strategy work for him. Currently in 9th. I do not have a replay on the last one, just so that you know. I just wanted to make sure that You guys knew that. There's Jason Wiley right there in the number 33 machine. Started 34th, currently 32nd. 10 laps down. David Afazio still on the lead lap. Art Millen says that he is on the... He is 1 lap down, but they're all on pit road currently. So we will see what happens when things shake around. Kyle Hall, number 87, started 21st, currently 22nd. Let's go to Mr. Hall. I believe he is on the track right there. A little front end damage going on. Sean Lodison right there in the Taco Bell 2, the 0-2 in front of him. But Josh Mayu, that's going to be it right there. Here is your current top 5. Wirtz is your race leader. Anthony Fitchner in the number 88. Matt Lovett at the 41 is going to be your 3rd place. Casey Clark Jr. in 4th, and Hank Caston in 5th. All doing a great job of keeping everything up front. Here is another one for you. Marky Harris. He started 39th and currently in 11th position. Up 27 positions. That is your biggest mover of the day. Next to this guy right here, Douglas Carlson, started 37th, currently 10. 27 position changes as well. Everybody doing a great job, just being patient. That's most of the key right here. There is, you see a little bit of information about them. Last car on the lead lap currently. We stretch up to our race leader right here. Pace lights are off on the pace truck. Ryan Hedrick's going to be scored 1 lap down. Which he shouldn't be. Let's see. We're going to see what happens here as everything cycles back around. Kyle Hall, the 87. First car not on the lead lap, but on the track. Then Art Millen, Canada, he is also 1 lap down. Isaac Singleton, 4 laps down. Robert Butcher in 29th place is 5 laps down. Jason Wiley, 33 laps down. We are back under green flag racing conditions. The 82 Wirtz out front. Anthony Fitchner in 2nd place. Lovett right there, fighting Casey Clark Jr. for 3rd. Side-by-side racing as they get underway. Casey Clark falls back just a little bit, but carrying a lot of speed through the exit of turn 4 onto the front stretch. Both of those cars are. So you've got 82, 88, 41, and 36. 36 being scored in 3rd place until the lead change right there. Once the relative got taken care of, the 41 right there in front of him. Both of those cars chasing down both of these guys in the front. So they're 82 and 88 doing a great job. There's the 12. Ooh, the 36 of Casey Clark got loose just a little bit there. There is the 12 of Steven Evasius right there. 88 hot on the tail of the 82. Now they're just going to have to race with 16 laps to go. Lap 115 being completed under green flag conditions. The 88 of Fitchner trying to take the lead away from Wirtz. There he is, diving to the inside, but leaves. The more he fights, though, the more he wears those tires, and the more that the 41 is going to gain some ground. So you're going to see these top 5 battle it out. But don't count anybody out just yet, because we're 15 to go, and predictions. Lamer the Gamer giving a shout out to the 35 and the 14. 14 of Elrod. Lap 117 being completed right now. 82. He's got the 88 to the inside of his panel right there, coming down to the front stretch. And just ticking away, the 82 looking for back-to-back wins. As you see it right there, apologize about that right there. The 88 diving to the inside, ooh, there he is. There's Matt Lovett trying to be in the mix as well. 1, 2, 3 battling for one. You see it going on. Coming around turn 1 into turn 2, you see the 41 of Lovett trying to apply a lot of pressure to the 88 to make him make a move. 36 of Casey Clark Jr. sitting back comfortably in 4th. And Caston right there behind him as well in 5th. Stephen Evasius dropped back to 6th place. Josh Mayu up to 7th. Ooh, Evasius dives hard on the inside right there. Caution comes out with 10 to go. Right here from Iowa. As now things do get interesting to take tires or to not take tires, because when we go back to green flag racing, there'll be 5 to go. Michael Woolley restarted 23rd and has now moved his way up to 13th after that long stint. Matthew Jorgensen on pit road, Roger Davis Jr. on pit road as well. 36 is coming, going to be there for the finish. That's what I see. Big shout outs for the 36 going on right there. Good fans for him as well. No takers on tires so far. We'll see what these guys do. Speaking of people to talk to, we had to find him real quick. He is in Hauling Gas Motorsports. Good old Casey Clark Jr., the number 36, doing a great job of moving all the way from the rear of the field after that incident and coming all the way back up. How is your drive going, and do you have anything left in the tank for your the 3 counterparts in front of you?
I don't know. These guys in front of me are pretty fast. I hope I got something for them. But, yeah, made a mistake on lap 1 there. Got loose. But got things back together pretty good. Having a good run here. Looking forward to the end of this race.
Well, you definitely drove all the way to the front of the track right there and gave everybody a great show. A lot of people have been following, giving you big shout-outs, giving you big shout-outs out there. T-Mac271 on Twitch has been going insane cheering for you. So, well, good luck on the restart. You're going to restart 4th, and by the time we get back to it, we should have 5 or 6 laps to go. That was Casey Clark Jr., the number 36 right there. Put him back with his team, and he is ready to go racing. He said, yeah, he made a mistake, but he's made up for it and drove all the way back to the front. And there he is. Dude, Jabronis out there cheering you on as well. Casey Clark Jr., you've got guys out there just going. Come on, Brian. You see Jerome Howard giving Brian Wirtz a big shout out and saying, let's go. Back-to-back wins. As that Peace T 82 of Mr. Wirtz right there. Dominated and passed the field last week at Watkins Glen, all 40 drivers. And did a great job of doing so as well. Kept it clean and rarely got into any incidents. And here he's done the same thing. Your top 5 on the restart. 5 to look out for. Brian Wirtz, Anthony Titchener, Matt Lovett, Casey Clark Jr., and Hank Kasten. All right there, ready to rock and roll. Race summary it is. 12 cautions for 61 laps. And we've got 7 laps remaining, now 6. 4 lead changes so far. And Brian Wirtz, this guy right here, has led 72 laps, so has the most laps led here currently, and is on 60-lap-old tires. That is something that is amazing, too, because Anthony Titchener is on 37-lap tires. As things are about to get really, really interesting right here on the restart. I do believe we're going to have some fun. Brian Wirtz out of Michigan, Anthony Titchener out of Carolina area, Matt Lovett out of the Mid-South area, Casey Clark Jr. out of the Ohio Valley, and Hank Kasten also out of the Ohio Valley. Back to green flag racing, though, and the 82 is off like a rocket. 41 and Casey Clark Jr. right there side by side. The 82 takes off with the 88 of Titchener right behind him. The 41 of Lovett getting passed by the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. Take a long look at turn 3 into turn 4 with 5 to go right here from Iowa, the No Limit Racing Thunder Series. There is Casey Clark Jr. on the outside of the 41. And Kasten got passed by the 12 of Stephen Avasius, but still doing a great job of holding on. And there it is. Caution does come out. And we're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checker coming up in just a little bit. Quick reminder, all of the cautions are brought to you by Wise Guys Graphics. So this is our Wise Guy caution of the day. And that's what I'm going to start calling it from now on. The Wise Guy caution. Casey Clark Jr., who had some moves right there, now up to third. 82, 88, 36. And the 41 of Lovett, Stephen Avasius, is now top 5. Hank Kasten moved back to 6th place right there. Mason Yost getting a shout out there. Definitely up some positions. Now up to... we get a free pass car coming around the 87. Back on the lead lap. So Kyle Hall there, as now things really start to shake up again. One more time, Brian Wirtz is on 64 lap tires, and the 88 of Anthony Titchener on 41 lap tires. So that is the pits. Now, don't get me wrong, we have had one more lap, one more position. Good job out there. Top 3 Hauling Gas Motorsports. There you go. Out there on Twitch, a bunch of shout-outs going on for the 36. Big cheering going on. But that's the case that I see right here, since we're going to have a green-white checker. The how long can those tires hold off on the restart? Definitely the advantage on the outside on the restarts. That's what Brian Wirtz said he was going to do. And then Anthony Titchener definitely driving to the inside, but even under cautions, whenever they get back to going and they are fighting hard up front, they're driving probably the hardest out of any car that is out there. So at least the top 5 positions, putting a lot of wear and tear on their tires. Hank Kasten, one of the best out there, is definitely, you can see him falling off over other drivers. He is a highline hard driver right there. But currently, points will update later this afternoon or later this evening, and they'll post those either tonight or tomorrow on the No Limit Racing ARCA, or the No Limit Racing fan page and then the driver page, so you're going to be able to see all that very, very soon. Give a shout out to your daughter Anastasia. She is rooting for Brian in the number 82. Mr. Wirtz, you've got Anastasia out there rooting for you, buddy. Let me do this real quick. We'll just make it a little bit easier for you. We're going to pull this guy in real quick. We're going to pull Brian Wirtz in real quick. Hey, Brian, I've got a message to relay to you, buddy.
What's that?
We've got Jerome Howard out there on Facebook saying that give a shout out to my daughter my daughter Anastasia. She is rooting for Brian, the number 82.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Anastasia, awesome. Oh my god, Jerome's watching. Awesome, man. I really hope, Jerome, by the way, was my old teammate back in 2014. And I think he's headed back here to NLR as well, maybe in the next few weeks. So I hope to see him, and I hope he's doing well.
Well, fantastic little message. Big shout out to Anastasia. Thank you guys very much for watching out there on Facebook, of course, and always. Brian, good luck on the restart. Do you have? Are you going to be able to hold the high line because you're on 66 lap tires?
It's going to be close. After that last restart, I was jittering. I thought I was going to have a heart attack because I had a decent gap, and this is going to be crazy.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to put you back where you were at. I had to relay the message, and we had to make sure that you knew that you've got someone rooting for you out there. Put you back in Dark Horse. Good luck on the restart.
Awesome. Thank you.
Brian Wirtz right there. Dark Horse Racing Team giving a shout out to Jerome Howard and Anastasia for watching and rooting them on. The 88 of Anthony Thitchner is going to start on the inside, and the 36 of Casey Clark Jr. is going to start on the inside as well. 41 of Matt Lovett restarting on the outside, with the 12 of Stephen Avasi is going to start fifth on the inside, and that Budweiser machine. Lights are off on the pace truck, and we've got a green-white checker coming. 3 laps to go. Go Sparky, Markle, Sparkles from Keith. Sparky and Markle Sparky, boogity boogity boys. That's what I got. I see you guys out there. Keep cheering. Here we go. Green flag racing once again from Iowa. No Limit Racing Thunder Series. 82 of Brian Wirtz out front. 88 of Anthony Thitchner. 82 gets a great start, great restart. Puts it out in front of him and down to the backstretch. You see in the 88 of Thitchner, the gap separating by 0.7 of a second. The 88 definitely driving to the inside, trying to put some pressure on it. Casey Clark Jr. right there, getting a little loose with the 41 of Lovett. Oh, losing positions is the 36, falling all the way back. Last lap, white flag waves. Here comes Brian Wirtz in the 82 to the backstretch. 88 of Anthony Thitchner has almost one shot to dive hard to the inside right here to make a move. And is he going to have enough to get to the backstretch or to the front stretch to come across the line? He does not. Brian Wirtz, your winner right there on a green-white checker, as you saw. The exciting race going on right there. Nowhere to go but to the finish right now. That's right, Crescent Rose. What a finish right there. Everybody is wrecking, and the fireworks are going off at Iowa Speedway. What a race. 70 laps is what he had on those tires right there, and he's going to burn him down. Anthony Thitchner comes in second. Matt Lovett in a third. Hank Kasten does a great job right there as well. You see them all lining up for the teammate poses right there as well. So a little burnout celebration for the 82 as he and his teammates burn it down. And coming down to the front stretch of the wall right there. We're going to bring the 82 back in, and we're going to give him a good shout out real quick. He is talking to his teammates. I do not want to bring him in whenever he is saying something that he is probably excited and going to town. So while we wait for him to finish, let us bring in we're going to bring in somebody. Where's he at? Looking for him, guys. Apologize about the wait there. There he is. Had a little trouble up front, but definitely came back in to get a top 5 finish. Hank Caston is who we're with right now. Hank, how did the race end up falling in suit for you? I know that you had a little trouble, but you made it back up, especially on that last restart. Hank Caston, you got me out there, buddy? Well, Hank Caston is unavailable at the moment. So we'll put him out in the hangout lobby real quick. Let's bring in our race winner. Let's see if he is available real quick. Back into the broadcast booth, of course, and always your race winner right here. A double-decker for you. I heard that on the podcast you guys were talking about how Brandon needed his second win, but you took that away today and got your third win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if everything went in order, it was Brandon's turn to win. But he had some thunderstorm issues, and his internet went out, and he did the respectable thing, and I think he parked himself because he was just blinking in and out, and was really respectful by him to, let us keep on racing.
Yeah, it just seems like not only here in the Midwest, but also on the East Coast, and I think of the tropical storms and stuff going on over there. There's a lot of weather-related issues going on out there. I know that the Illinois and Ohio Valley is having some issues right now as well. But congratulations on a back-to-back win, of course, first and foremost. And tell us what was going through your mind, because I saw Thitchner really trying to push that last lap.
Yeah, luckily, as the leader, you get to control the restart. The outside line, I got to give a huge shout out to Casey Knighton. We were messing around in practice all week, and he discovered that third lane in turn 3 and 4. It was just unpassable. Even on a lot newer tires, I couldn't get by him when he was running that outside line. So I figured if I could get in the lead, I wasn't going to let it go. But on that restart, I was wearing my brown pants for sure because Anthony was coming fast. He's very, very quick. I think he was the fastest car out there, especially as things went green. But that outside line, I think, was definitely the trick to holding the lead there.
Well, it was a fantastic restart. It made everything well worth the admission of a little bit of internet time for everybody. Congratulations once again. Any sponsors, anyone you want to give it a shout out to before I turn you over to go celebrate with your teammates?
Just like last week, shout out to Casey Knight, Fluman, Mike Woolley, and Casey Gilchrist. Really good teammates. And if Jerome, you're still watching, hopefully you join the team whenever you can, because I look forward to seeing you again. Actually,
it just popped up. Woohoo, go Brian, and that was what you got, buddy.
Awesome.
So there's Brian Wirtz right there, number 82. Back-to-back victories from Watkins Glen to the small oval at Iowa. Doing a great job of holding that in. And I believe that puts you in the points lead, but we'll see what happens there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations once again to Brian Wirtz. Put him back with his race team real quick. And I want to do something. I do believe I might be able to bring him in. I know he's kind of busy. I know he's kind of probably listening, but I'm going to bring him in to talk about the Pro Series since he had to bow out of the race. He had some internet issues going on. Brandon Fronopol, you out there, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy. We are still live on all of the platforms, and everybody wants to know outside of the podcast that was going on that we talked about earlier in the broadcast, they want to know about this Pro Series that's going on out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's gonna be the greatest thing since this league has ever done in the past, I should say. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen as far as the league goes, especially how fast we've done it with how big the payouts and stuff. And we're not finished modifying it either. There's more new stuff that we're gonna add to it before next season. But if anybody's ever interested in joining this league, man, I mean, we got some rough races sometimes. It's racing, it happens. You get cautions, but at the same time, it's an experience to be here, to go through what everybody goes through week in and week out to practice and show up and put on a show. And then, everybody's got their eyes set on that Pro Series. So being able to get in that thing.
To be able to compete in the Pro Series, you have to at least drive through the Thunder Series first, correct?
Yeah, it's basically like a starter series. So the Thunder Series is going to be the short end of the series for No Limit. So it's 10 races down here in Thunder, and then when you get to the Pro Series, it's 18 races. Basically, before the Pro Series is even over, people that race in Thunder Series will have a chance to compete in the Pro Series or debut in the Pro Series for at least 4 races. So it gives them a little snippet of what to expect the next season in the Pro Series. But yeah, if you were to start in the league today, you would start in Thunder, and then next season, since you didn't complete the season fully, which is 7 races, you would be in the Thunder Series again, and then once you're done with 7 races, you can move up to the Pro Series.
Well, I know that you're going to have more information on the website, of course, NoLimitRacing.net. And then if you want to find out more about also some of the things that they were talking about, make sure you go to YouTube and or go to NoLimitRacing.net, look for their videos and the links for the No Limit Racing podcast. That's going to be every week, I believe, is what you guys were talking about, correct?
Yeah, I think this week they're doing it earlier, so that way they can get you guys on it. And then they want to try to do it on Sundays, just before the race, so we can get everything out. And that there's going to be a lot of information given out on podcasts. Of course, here as well. But yeah, definitely listen to the podcast. You're going to hear a lot of great stuff, a lot of storytelling, a lot of great memories from this league, and it just brings guys closer to.
Well, definitely a great thing. Brandon Fronopol is the president of and the owner of No Limit Racing. So you guys are hearing it from the word of the guy, and we have to give him a little bit of shout out too, because he just started a new business venture. And while I've got a bunch of you guys still listening out there, I want you to go ahead and shout out your new business venture so that way we can get you some more exposure.
Oh yeah, I started a T-shirt brand, and I definitely appreciate it. Everybody checked it out. 46branding.com. It's a little something that I started. I've always had a passion for graphics design and creating stuff, and being able to take that and put it on shirts and hats and stuff is just something that's meaningful to me. But it would definitely mean a lot if everybody would go like it on Facebook, 46 Branding Company, or even go and check out the webpage, and definitely get yourself some merch.
Yeah, we call it. He calls it swag. That's what he just got his first shipment in as well. It's 40 as in FOURTY. Yes, it's spelled incorrectly for a reason. FOURTYSIX branding.com. That's going to be your website you're going to go to. I'll make sure we have links in the description. And of course, congratulations on a successful race. It was a great finish and back-to-back wins for Brian Wirtz.
Yeah, it was. I really appreciate these guys showing up week in and week out and putting on the show that they do. To be able to have 40 car fields each week is phenomenal. No other league out there can, do it like this. Everybody that I've seen that does 40 car leagues, it's you're there 3 races and then you're down. So just being able to have these guys out here and competing each week and wanting to be informed of everything and be up here with us, it just means the world to me.
Well, just great showings, and it's always entertaining, of course, and always. Brandon, we appreciate you. I'm going to let you get back and listen to all the things that were going on with race control and all that stuff, and we'll talk with you again next week, and good luck on you're getting ready to go on vacation, correct?
Oh yeah, getting ready to fly out to Virginia for a week this week. So first time on a plane in 9.
Well, that guy's the man right there. So, yep, first time on a plane in 9 years. Well, then they're a lot more clean now because of COVID. I do know that.
That's always great to know.
Yep, definitely. I've been watching it in the news. All good things. I can't say that word too many times or I'll get flagged, and I don't want to do that. So, all right, my man. Congratulations on a successful race. I'm going to put you back in race control. That was Brandon Fronopol right there. He is the man behind the scenes, running everything, doing a great job. And, of course, let's go over your race results so that way we can get you guys on with the show. Unofficial race results from Iowa. They're official now. Brian Wirtz, back-to-back wins right here with the No Limit Racing Thunder Series, soon to move on to the Pro Series. 88 Fitchner finishes second, top 341. Matt Lovett moves all the way from 5th to 3rd on the restart. Hank Caston had a little bit of a jump there, but moved all the way back up to 4th. Casey Clark Jr. in 6th. Steven Evasius, top 5 for him right there. Douglas Carlson, Alec Coates right there as well. Where is he at? He just sent me a message. Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, we're gonna bring Mr. Alec Coates in here. We want to do that. He wanted to say something, and I want to make sure that he wants to give some shout-outs because he is a pretty awesome dude. So let's get him in here real quick if he is still around. Where are you at, buddy? Are you still on there? Oh, I was trying to get you in here. Well, Mr. Alec Coates, I was trying to actually do that. I was just finishing up with Brandon. I did see your message. I apologize about that, my man. He wants to give some shout-outs to sponsors on social media, but we'll make sure we get him this next race, and definitely want to give him an opportunity to do that. It's finishing 9th place in that 73 machine. All the way back to it, I was just trying to catch everything back up. The 45 of Brett Edwards, Michael Woolley finishing in 12th after being up in the top 5 for a long time. Mason Yost making his way up to 18th. Art Millen in 20th. That's your top 20 right there, as we are going to move on to the next batch. Casey Gilchrist in 21st. Kyle Hall, the number 87 and 24th. Cody Cox finishing in 26th. Jason Wiley, the Wiley machine, up to 28th. As we're going to move all the way into the rest of the field, all the way down to Brandon Fronopol, who bowed out after having some issues with internet. And a few of these guys did as well. Jake Flumen finishing that 00. Still finished the race, though. Did a great job with that. Joshua Johnson, number 71. Up there to 17th position as well. And last but not least, JP Smith and Matt Cherry. I know they had some issues really early on, but those guys, all great drivers. And, of course, a big thank you to Kyle Ramsey for running the show and making sure everything was going good. Sean Morset in the background as well. All those guys doing a great job. Congratulations once again on a successful race for the No Limit Racing Thunder Series. Mr. Prisbilla, yeah, the 69 did such a great job. I love watching these guys race, and it's always a great opportunity to not only broadcast for them, but they do a lot in branding, and it's very, very exciting. Crescent Rose out there saying, tough break for my buddy in the 69, but there's always another battle in the future. There is always another battle, and it's going to be a great battle. For those who do not know, let's take a look at the schedule so we know where we're going at next week. After Iowa, we have the biggest and the baddest. Brian just keeps winning. Yeah, that's 2 in a row for him, so that's 3 wins this season for him out there on YouTube. Talladega is next week, so if you want to see some good racing, that's going to be it. Talladega is going to be the place to be. Now, I want to remind everybody that temperatures are going to be flaring, but Talladega is much wider than it used to be. I'm sorry, yes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yes, very good, 2 weeks, because next weekend is an event that I'm hosting, and that's going to be the one you're going to have to tune into as well. We're going to have the Dega Week is going to be Mr. Yost out there. Congratulations on a successful race. I know that you had some issues, but that IT machine looked good. The biggest thing that I want to make sure that we mention the caution sponsor, one of the sponsors that does a lot for the league, Wise Guy Graphics out there doing a great job putting some paint schemes out there. He's going to give away paint schemes as well for the race winner here. So that's 3. It's kind of owed, I think, since they took over right there at Wise Guys Graphics. Not only is that going to happen, but there's going to be a random paint scheme given away to one of the other drivers, of course, and always. I do have to, of course, and always tell you what's happening next weekend, and you're going to see that before the Monday edition of No Limit Racing. They're going to be on break next week, or taking a bye week for Brandon being on vacation. So while he is on vacation, we're going to plan this right here. We're going to do this June 26th through the 28th. The $2,000 added tournament, 1st through 5th, is paid out. Now, this is all going to be dependent on the participants and the additional sponsors that we can get, of course, and always. It's our first event. We're going to try to grow it. We're going to try to make it a premier event, not only with Signature Esports, but we're going to try to do this with other brands that we're working with as well. And we appreciate No Limit Racing for being a part of it as well. It's $20 per driver, double elimination, fixed setups, 250 driver limit. Go to signatureesports.com, click on the iRacing Cash Tournament entry right there in the bar. It's going to be on the home bar where you click home and shop and all that stuff. It's going to be right there for you. Go to that and sign up and register. Make sure you go to facebook.com, search for Signature Esports. Give us a like and share, and then, of course, go back and go into the tournament section and register in the tournament of the register in the event under the tournament tab. So, great race today, of course, and always. We love what we do here with Signature Esports, and everybody does a great job of keeping the races very, very interesting. Thank you to everybody out there who just makes my day to see all of you tune in, and it really does help bring the brand to be bigger, not just with No Limit Racing, but also with Signature Esports. And we just got bigger and better things that are going to happen. I say bigger and better, I mean bigger and bigger things that are going to happen. Jason Followell with Signature Esports. We appreciate everything that you guys are and everything that you do. We will see you next week.